this instead. How come you were never in the Kentucky Derby crew? I see Corey Linsley. I see David Bakhtiari. I see Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb. Did you ever get to go? Did I miss the photo op of you and Abby with like a fun hat at the Kentucky Derby? Did I miss that? Did you ever get to go?
Yeah, I've been there like 4 or 5 times.
With the quarterback?
Yeah.
Or independently? Really?
No, yeah, with him. Yeah. Part of his.
Well, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a great time. He does a really nice job for the guys he invites, and it's normally pretty much the same crew year in year. And I didn't get the invite this year, but that's okay. Probably last year he, 2 years ago I went. Yeah, 2 years ago I went. I couldn't go. I got the invite again last year. I couldn't go last year. I was helping my mother-in-law back in Illinois help clean out the house. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't do that. So like maybe that's why I didn't get the invite back again this year.
Oh, you missed one and you're out?
I don't know if that's the case because that can't be true because guys have missed for various reasons throughout time. So, but maybe I don't know. But I didn't.
You just found someone more fun that took your place. That's what it sounds like.
Maybe, potentially, maybe. But he does a really good job with it. He takes care of the guys. We're always in the same exact seats every single year. He normally gets the seats because let's be real. He's a charitable guy, right? Like that's kind of his MO. He always has been. I think he always will be. And he, I think every year, wins these seats through a auction that I think benefits kids in some way, shape, or form. And it's the same package every single year to my knowledge. And I think he bids on it every single year. And I think he wins it every single year. And it's the exact same seats in the exact same spot. It's the exact same, lady that does the hosting and she's our waitress. I mean, it's literally really well done. He does a good job. He rents houses for the guys. So there's 2 separate houses that guys stay at. And he does a good job with it. Guys have a blast. I always have fun when I go to it. It's long nights, long days at the track, and then long nights at events at night. But it's a fun time. It's a good time. He does a good job with it, and guys have a good time.
I'm not sure I should ask this, but I'm going to. Is this a guys only trip, or do wives also attend?
This is a guys only trip. This is a guys only trip. No wives, at least in my time going, and to my knowledge, I have not seen any wives there. If they were there, they were in a completely different section, not with the guys. If they did not stay in any of the houses with the guys. So, to my knowledge, it is a guys trip only. It's a great time too. And I think Abby totally understood every time I went. I mean, she wants to go really bad one of these days. But listen, I keep telling her, I'm like, listen, I can't give the experience that guy gives because he goes above and beyond, and what that experience costs, I have no idea because he's he's ridiculous with the things he's able to do and the experiences he's able to give and how generous he is with guys. And I know I don't, for one, I don't have the hookups to do it. I don't have the pull that Aaron Rodgers has. And no. 2, yeah, definitely not. And 2, he's just able to get access to things that normal people aren't. Let's just be real. So, he puts he does a really good job with it. We'll just put it that way. And guys have a great time. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed looking at the photos this year of the guys being there because the last time I went, Corey wasn't able to go. So I missed having Corey there the last time I was there. Dave was there the last time, so I got to see Dave and hang out with Dave. That was fun. But this year Corey went, so I was upset I didn't get to see Corey. But besides that, it's always a good time.
Erica in Milwaukee texts in on the Carbless Talk and text line. Wilde, got any ACR details? He dropped breadcrumbs about a Brittany and said he had things to take care of with the inner circle on McAfee. Inner circle equals groomsman, ? All right, so here's what I know. I know the inner circle comment was not figuring out groomsmen. It was something, because I know what it was and what those folks are dealing with. Now, on top of that, after yesterday's, I don't want to call it an ambush by Homer, but you know how Homer is. He gets something in his head, and there's no stop.
I haven't been part of a good ambush in a while. That did feel like one.
It didn't it though? Like that was not what the show sheet had. But then again, like the guy he was filling in for Tausch, he didn't look at the show sheet.
I mean, today's show sheet had a Tausch appearance here right about now,
yeah,
and that's not happening.
See that.
So.
That's why I'm changing the plan, because he's not making.
I just want to say this. I live in Florida. That guy plays more golf than me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's really impressive how much golf he gets to play.
And yet, I think you're probably still better. So that tells you a lot. So Homer jumps in right away yesterday and wants to know, and wants me to reach out to Aaron Rodgers to find out if he's married.
In fairness, Homer said, you don't have to say how you find out. He just wanted you to find out.
Right, but how else am I going to find out?
Well, you got other people you could ask. And
hey, Brian, is Aaron Rodgers married? I don't know. All right, I tried.
That would have worked.
But here's the problem. Like, that's not my story to tell. Like, if I'm here, if he signs with the Steelers, and I happen to text him that day, and he says, hey, by the way, it's been a while since you had a scoop because you suck at this job when it comes to news reporting. I'm going to give you one. I'm signing my deal with the Steelers today. I'm going to report that right here on this show immediately. Whether or not he married someone, not really my scoop. And here's the problem. There's a gray area of if I reach out to congratulate him, and he says, thanks, Jay, because that's what he calls me, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's the only person who calls me that. And then if he confirms that he is in fact married, like George Costanza is getting married, then am I compelled to tell people? Do I ask him? Is it okay if I tell people? I don't want to go. You know how he is with correspondence. Like, I may get an answer to the first message, and then if I ask, is it okay if I tell anyone, and then he doesn't respond, is that a yes? Is that a no? Is that I don't care? He once told me my opinion was low resonance, which I appreciate. So maybe he doesn't care what I say. But the bottom line is that this is not my place. So Erica and everyone else, and by the way, I'm fairly confident that many of you that are watching don't give a blank about whether he's married or not. So I chose not to congratulate him, not reach out at all, because I don't want to be put in that position. And call me bad at this job if you'd like, but I'll let maybe Evan Cohen can go through sources and talk and track down this information.
I'm going to put it this way: I have not sent that text either because I have no idea. So,
you didn't even go to the Kentucky Derby. You're on the outside now.
Yeah, no, I'm outside that circle. Something I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but.
You're in the outer circle.
Yes.
Like you're in the circle, just not the inner circle.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I'm in the inner circle either. I'm in like the fourth electron shell these days.
But I don't want to send a text and I'm way off and it's really awkward. So I'm just gonna just stay away from it. It's really to be dead honest, if you didn't tell me anything, it's really none of my business. You know what I'm saying? It isn't. So
is Abby curious?
No. She didn't even know about it until I mentioned it this morning to her. I go, Did you hear anything about this? She goes, about what? I go, about Aaron potentially. She goes, no. What? I'm like, okay, never mind then. I go, if you don't know anything about it.
She's your go-to.
That would have been a good source.
Gossip.
Yeah.
She is the gossip queen. She could find stuff out really quick.
We'll have her get on this by noon today.
Well, she did.
Yeah,
she looked into it right away. But I just, regardless of if he is or isn't, if he is, like, obviously, I hope the best. I hope, I hope the best. Obviously, he's happy. That's great. Hope it's obviously a
happily ever
great,
after.
Yeah, that's what I hope. So, besides that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it truly, like, if he's got a wedding ring on, that's what he's telling people. Essentially, that's all, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we need to know, right? Like, that's essentially unless he's got a huge endorsement deal by that ring company that does, like, the
Aura. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he just got a massive, like deal
he
with
paid
them.
for everything at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, like, unless, like, they just gave him a massive deal, which, like, maybe I could see that happening. And that was, like, the big kicker, right? Like, that's the big thing. Like, you have to wear this and take photos of it, and he did it, and there it is. There's the attention grabber. And, like, that's what this is. That would be so awesome if he did that. That would make me laugh, like, for days, because that would be something he would do to really rile everyone up. Like, that would be an Aaron Rodgers move. I don't think that's what it is, but if it is, like, but regardless, it's his private life, right? I'm not going to butt into it. If he didn't mention anything to me, I'm not going to go snooping for it. So, If he is, congratulations. I hope he's happy, and that's really, really all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I'll leave it at this. So the track record with him, and this is why I also don't want to. First of all, we're going to move on from this. Second of all, I haven't asked is so when we did the radio show together back in the 2011 through 2014 era, he got engaged to Destiny. And she had the engagement ring on her finger at one of Jordan's football games at Vanderbilt. And then when we I sort of uncomfortably broached the subject, he was mad that ESPN showed them repeatedly because the rock that she had, you could see from the moon. Like, it was enormous. But then when he accepted his first of the back-to-back MVPs in 2020 and 2021, he, like, announced basically his engagement to Shailene Woodley in his acceptance speech. And now we have this scenario. So I don't know what he wants in terms of privacy versus publicity. So I'll let him handle that. He can go to Pat McAfee on it. We have used up enough time and oxygen on that. See, if Tausch would have joined us, we probably would have talked about this anyway. He'd have been asking the same questions. All right.
Maybe Tausch is getting down to the bottom of this out in Vegas.
Maybe he was invited.
Yeah. Maybe that's where he's been.
Maybe they got married at the Elvis Chapel, and Tausch just happened to be there, so he was able to stand up in the ceremony. I think we're onto something here. This is the story that we're going with, and we're sticking with it. Actually, what we're going with is discussing the Packers rookie class. I want to get Brian's take on the rookie minicamp, which was really not a minicamp. I'm not sure I've seen less meaningful football done inside the Don Hutson Center. And that includes when I've attended their Power Pack youth camps that they do for kids. Because this is what it was, basically. I'll explain coming up after I tell you about the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. It is the brand-new ESPN Wisconsin app. It's a customizable homepage. It's easier and quicker live listening. It's your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app, available both in the Apple and Android app stores. Again, your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. More with Bryan Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Jim Rutledge here, and I want to tell you about the Bruce Company, Dane County's premier retailer of outdoor furniture. They'll help you elevate your outdoor living space like they have for me. Exceptional craftsmanship, all the latest styles, colors, and durable materials that hold up to whatever Wisconsin weather brings. From deep seating to dining, pick your set and the Bruce Company will customize it to fit your style. Visit their furniture showroom in Middleton and let their trained staff help you bring your outdoor dreams to life. The Bruce Company, your outdoor living experts.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
With Mother's Day just around the corner, show that special woman in your life just how much she means to you. Head over to Gail Ambrosia's Chocolatier store on Atwood and treat her to delightfully delicious chocolates crafted to perfection right here in Madison. Once you taste that difference that locally owned and made chocolates provides, you'll never go back to buying a mass-produced box of chocolate ever again. Make this Mother's Day one to remember with a box of chocolates from Gail Ambrosia's Chocolatier on Atwood.
This is our crew.
Throwing is up, scrambling home. He's going to score, and Yelich into third. Oh, the Brewers with the double steal.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
We'll get to the rookie minicamp and get Brian's thoughts on the offensive linemen that were drafted, the workload that the Packers rookies had or didn't at the rookie camp. We'll get to that all coming up. We've also got Evan Cohen. I thought Evan Cohen would move Jesse so he and Tausch could joust. So now they'll miss that opportunity.
Well, they double jousted the week of the draft up in Green Bay because we had him on Tuesday,
national television,
and they were on
point,
site. Yeah, and then they went on. He went on to Tausch and Evan needed a little break for a few weeks, so we'll get back at it next week.
Did I see the $8 NFL draft golf balls on reverse cam?
Hell yeah, you did.
That's $16.
No,
that's
it's not
$16.
actually. So I have a story to tell you guys.
Oh, boy.
Would you steal the white one?
So the yellow one is the one that I bought. I was very proud to show Bryan Bulaga when he was in attendance at our NFL draft party in Green Bay a couple of weeks ago. $8 in the
it doesn't even say Green
complex.
Bay on it.
You're right. The white one with Green Bay written on it is a nice addition. It makes it a little better, I'd say. So on Friday, Becca's job took her to Green Bay, and she actually was with an intern who's from Ireland, which something tells me this won't be the last time we talk about the Packers in Ireland connection in today's show.
Oh, boy.
But her parents, the intern's parents, are huge Packers fans. And so Becca and Rachel, they said when they were up at this little conference they were at, Rachel asked if they could go over to Lambeau Field and like see the field and look at the pro shop, and she FaceTimed her dad, and it was like the coolest. Becca said it was one of the coolest things, like a Packers fan who's never seen Lambeau Field, or his daughter was there. It was really cool. Then they went into the pro shop, and Becca found a bunch of discounted NFL draft merchandise available for sale, and she bought this white golf ball for $3.
Weird.
I tried to tell you.
Weird.
As opposed to the $8 one on the left. Maybe the paint was pretty expensive for them to make it yellow. $8.
I don't think so.
Jesse, so she was happy to bring you this joy, or did she purchase this as a way of saying very clearly and loudly, my husband who I love, you're an idiot?
Probably a couple of different messages that could be conveyed there. Number one, I think she wanted to buy some extra stuff to have for, I don't know if she was giving it to her parents or anyone else who wasn't able to make it, just to get a little souvenir. While you're there, I mean, if you stumble your way into it and you find all this half-price stuff or less, might as well, right? The golf ball, she asked me this morning, actually, do you want the golf ball? I was like, yes, of course I want the golf ball. What am I going to say?
And
no?
You bought the one that didn't even say Green Bay on it. I didn't
I didn't know there was another one that you could buy. All I saw was the yellow one when I was there. I didn't even know there was a white one that said Green Bay on it.
Because you panic bought. That's what you did. You panic bought.
Yeah.
He's more critical of me buying this golf ball than he's been of any offensive line play or anything else we've ever talked about on this show.
Bryan Bulaga's track record is very clear. You deserve criticism on this show. You get it. Whether it's of Tausch or me or of you or of Josh Meyer's performance, he's not here to win a popularity contest. He's here to tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is you overpaid for now a golf ball. Does it at least say the NFL Draft 2025 on it? Or does it just say NFL Draft so they could use it 2 years from now in Washington?
Good point. Good point.
The logo does change every year.
It doesn't.
What?
Oh, my gosh. It does not say 2025.
This is as close as we can get on the reverse cam.
Jesse.
The logo does not say Green Bay. Dang it.
It definitely does not say Green Bay, and I don't know if it says 2025 either.
Oh.
All right. Well, if you want to be smarter with your money than Jesse, then become an Associated Bank customer where they'll take good care of your money, and they make sure, they would have checked on this to see if this was fraudulent use. They would have checked your credit score, because only an idiot would spend $8 on a golf ball that has no indication that it was from the NFL Draft in Green Bay. But a smart person would switch banks to Associated Bank and get all the great customer service that comes with it. Not just early pay, not just fraud protection, not just credit monitoring, but also Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking, all with great customer service to boot. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. With Bryan Bulaga as our cousin sub of the day, it's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Bucks.
There's going to be no city that loves Giannis as much as he's beloved here.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
The story of him walking around without a winter jacket and somebody picked him up and brought him to the Bucks practice facilities. Like, that will never happen anywhere else.
Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Books aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Books Flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I pick my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Books now. Go to Books.com, use promo code Canty to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code Canty. Books, promo code Canty.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
NIL is coming to high school sports in Wisconsin. Head over to the ESPN Wisconsin app if you missed any of last week's interview with the executive director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser. She gives a full explanation of what NIL will look like and the misconceptions that come with NIL. Again, you can listen back to the full interview on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Strofe. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Strofe household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit doorcountydistillery.com.
Hey, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network, and I've got a question for you. Is your home ready to shine this season? Whether it's roofing, siding, or windows, Ridgetop Exteriors is the name you can trust. For over 20 years, Ridgetop Exteriors has been Wisconsin's favorite for roofing, and they bring that same expertise to siding and windows. Imagine vibrant, low-maintenance siding and energy-efficient windows that brighten your home while cutting energy costs. Ridgetop Exteriors holds all expert-level installation credentials with the leading manufacturers, including Pella, James Hardy Fiber Cement Siding, and LP Smart Side Engineered Wood Siding. With thousands of 5-star reviews and a commitment to excellence, they're the clear choice for home improvement needs. Plus, consultations and estimates are always free, so there's no reason to wait. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, putting customers first every time.
Ridgetop Exteriors is the place for you.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
We're on the Badgers.
When you turn on the tape of Wisconsin Badger.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
You know you're getting a boy dog warrior.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be the one who finally burns
You know what that music means? From Unsportsmanlike, and we got to see him in person during the NFL draft in Green Bay. It is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch with Bryan Bulaga as our cousin sub of the day. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Morning, guys. Great to see both of you at the draft. Did Green Bay and the state of Wisconsin and ESPN Wisconsin and everybody do such a phenomenal job. Travel Wisconsin, pick Wisconsin, everything Wisconsin do a phenomenal job with them.
How quickly did you get back to what Tausch likes to say is your gated community after that? When did you leave us? How long did you stick around?
So I got there Wednesday night.
Somebody's at the door. I think it's UPS.
My door? That's not mine. I'm not.
I heard a door.
No.
Is that you, Brian?
It's definitely mine. Yeah, it's definitely mine.
I'm in a parking lot in New York City, so it can't be mine.
Get
live?
There's a lot of noises that
Brian.
happen in New York City. There's a lot of noises.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but a doorbell is obviously not one of them. Somehow you're noisier than I am, which is an amazing thing. So I got there. Wow, now it is me. Now, Jesse's having a field day with this right now.
What's that noise?
So
that wasn't me.
That was a Bluetooth, Brian. That was the Bluetooth transfer. The problem is, since no Tausch, you guys actually got out on time today, and then ruined my timing of when I normally get in the car to do the call. So anyway, got in there Wednesday night. And then left Friday night and had a phenomenal time. I do have one issue, though. I shouldn't say issue. No, I'm being serious. So, Tucker Kraft doing the judging of the cookout between Brian and Mark. I mean, pick a winner. Will you please? I mean, that is ridiculous. The fact that you didn't want to pick a winner and then left it to a crowd that Tausch invited to come with him to the Tundra Trio. Well, obviously we're going to have a winner in Mark Tauscher. And Brian, to your credit, you prepped like it was the Super Bowl, and Tausch didn't prep at all, like it was a show.
Yeah, I mean, I knew once it went to a fan off, I knew I was doomed. I was, no pun intended, I was cooked. I knew I was done.
Nicely done.
When Gabe said, cheer, if you want Bulaga to win, cheer for him, and nope, it was like crickets in there. I'm like, this is over. And I mean, Tauscher, his sausage was on fire. It was
they called the fire department.
It was charred, and it is what it is. What can you do? But he should have picked a winner. He should have picked a winner.
I absolutely agree. Jason, did you have an issue with that? With Kraft not picking a winner?
I had a huge issue with that. And look, Tucker Kraft has been talking, and he was not shy at all during the time that Matt LaFleur was up on the podium talking to Tausch and me, and they were trash talking each other about pickleball. He's come out and said very clearly that he intends to be a more vocal leader. And then he's given a leadership opportunity to declare the clear winner. Again, there was no flame up. There was no one going, hey, where is the fire extinguisher at the Tundra Trio because of your sausage? Right. It was because of Tausch.
That's right.
And for him to not make that call, I was very, very, very disappointed in Tucker. He's better than
totally
that.
agree. Totally agree. I mean, now, what is this, by the way? The other thing, what's this controversy around a golf ball that I'm hearing?
Oh.
Jesse?
Hey, Jesse explained him. I mean, let's just put it this way. Evan, would you ever pay $8 for a yellow golf ball that doesn't say Green Bay on it, like the 2025 draft in Green Bay on it? Would you pay $8 for that?
No chance. The only time I would ever overpay for something is if it was for my kids or my wife. That's the only time I would knowingly overpay for something. The idea that a grown person does the overpay and it's for a golf ball is absurd.
You've never been caught up in a moment where you're at a big event or you're at something significant, once-in-a-lifetime type experience, and you say, I just want to have a little something from this that I'll be able to put on a mantle or put in a case or put in the golf bag and use as a putting ball when you get on the ground. Hey, this is my draft ball.
No. You're not even allowed to do.
Sure you are.
No. Oh, you know what? So I remember, God, this is pathetic, but here we go. This is going to sound very Wilde style with some of the stuff Jason has in and around his office, but Jason will appreciate this. My final game, I don't remember exactly what it was, but in 2002, covering UW basketball, I remember realizing this is going to be my final game as a student covering this team, and I want some sort of momentum from this. You know what I did? I took the Kohl Center plastic Solo cups from the media room. I took a bunch of them with me that have the UW Kohl Center logo on it, and they're still in my office to this day, that they were free. But I'm like, you know what? This is a momentum. I'll remember why I have this, my time covering UW basketball, my love affair with Dick Bennett and some of those teams, and that's my momentum. I'm a momentum, like my item, whatever. So,
Memento,
I'm not going to do the overpay. Memento, thank you, Jason. I'm not going to do the overpay like Jesse. That's ridiculous.
So I have my name plate, it's a piece of paper, from the Wisconsin versus St. Cloud State first-round WCHA playoffs, 1992. It still hangs in my office. There you go, Badger Herald, the high-quality student newspaper at the University of Wisconsin. I'm totally with you, Evan. That's great that you took something.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I keep all the old press passes and everything like that, too.
Where is the line? Where's the line between being sentimental and being a hoarder when it comes to this?
Take a picture. You know what you should have done? Jesse, Bryan Bulaga is there. He's our teammate. He was a legendary Packer. He's on a show that you're a part of. Just take a picture with him in front of the trio. That's better than the $8 golf ball.
So I would have thought Bulaga would be more annoyed if I said, hey, Blue, good to see you. I know you just got here and you're only here for a few minutes and you got people to talk to. You got to do this big golf. Can we snag a quick pic right in front of the
I
field?
was there the entire time. Why wouldn't I take a photo with you? I mean, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. That's so bad, Jesse.
Terrible
argument. You know
argument.
that's bad. That's terrible.
So
hey,
I
by the way, Jesse, you could have said to Brian, hey, I have two things that I'm thinking about here. One is buying an $8 golf ball as a memory for this. The other is taking a picture with you. Which one do you think I should do? What do you think he's going to say in that spot? He's not going to say buy the $8 golf ball.
Neither.
Did Jack Nicklaus sign this? Did I miss this?
He's going to say neither. Don't do either.
And you know what, Evan, you know what makes this even worse? You know what makes it? His wife goes to Green Bay the other day. That's the other photo on this camera shot that he's got. She goes and buys the ball that actually says draft Green Bay on it for $3.50. The discount.
Discounted.
Oh my God.
Discounted afterward.
Yeah.
Oh my
so his
God.
wife, it's unbelievable. It's
She got
unbelievable.
it for $3.
Like,
Jesse, there are a lot of things that could be said about you. Dumb has never really been one of them. Are you okay?
Financial responsibility could come into question occasionally. I like to think, thanks to my success on Prize Picks, which Old T has obviously been the one who's initiated all that and helped me learn what Prize Picks is all about. I've won a decent amount on Prize Picks, so I'll take my $8 from the Prize Picks fund, a couple of nice wins, 4 for 4 on a flex play, and that's calling it a day. We're good.
So we know now, Jesse spending more or less. We're going to go with more.
Yes.
Jesse spending.
Frivolous. I would just like to remind you that I live in Green Bay. I would have been happy to take advantage of the inevitable clearance sales that were going to occur. I am curious, though, Evan, not only because you keep some items from your collegiate days at the University of Wisconsin, but also because you live in New York. And lots of us have come there as tourists, myself included. Did I leave with a snow globe of all the major sites of New York that it's got like a little Statue of Liberty and the Empire State Building and everything else there? I do. So my question for you is, when you have visitors come to visit you and you take them out in New York, do you discourage them from getting those types of like little trinkets because you know they're a waste of money? Or is it just Jesse in this instance that was dumb?
Both, I would say. So let's play this out. Let's say any of you guys would come to New York and I'd see you, right? At this point in my life, we would do probably two things. We're going to New York City because I don't live in New York City, but I work in New York City. Two things, very simply. Hey, come by the studio. It's pretty cool. You get to see the Unsportsmanlike studio, get up first take. Everything's right there. And then, maybe we'll go get pizza for lunch. Like, I'll go to one of the go-to pizza places. Like, I just assume, and maybe I'm wrong, Jason, that if you're coming to New York and we're going to hang out, the number one thing you're going to want to do is eat pizza. Like, what's better than that? Mm-hmm. That is all you, and then by the way, we could do a photo or whatever it is together in the pizza place. That's better than the $8 golf ball or the $20 snow globe. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, very fair.
Bryan is about 17 pounds now, but even you, Bulaga, if you were to come to New York, aren't you going to go to a pizza place?
Yes, 100%. You got to have New York pizza. Yes. Got to have it.
Not a snow globe. You think Bulaga and his family are like, hey, let's go to New York. What do you guys want to do? Buy snow globes? I mean, what are we doing here?
In fairness, I did do both. We went to a place called Grimaldi's. Is that a go-to place? Is that well known?
But that's a chain. You went to a chain pizza place in New York?
Well, you and I weren't on. We weren't on speaking terms when we were there last.
Can we get back to that?
Nice. Speaking of,
Jason, that was good. Admit it. That was funny.
That was great.
That was funny.
No, I am fully on board with how good that was. But and again,
wait a minute. You went to a pizza. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if somebody came to Wisconsin, the greatest steakhouses, ice cream, and they went to a chain steakhouse? I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, if a visitor, right? Or a chain ice cream place? What? What? You can't do that.
I thought we went to the original one in Brooklyn. I didn't realize it was a chain.
I'm pretty sure, if I'm understanding this right, you may have gone to a chain pizza place.
Yeah, no, I'm looking it up. I clearly did. I don't know if it was a chain then, but it is now. All right, so speaking of not being on speaking terms, I have avoided checking in with the former Jets and Packers and soon-to-be maybe Steelers quarterback about his marital status. I am curious, how much have you guys spent on that and about the seemingly inevitable trip to Pittsburgh?
So, Adam Schefter was on with us today at 6:30 Central Time. People can go back in the podcast and listen wherever you want. This is the first time it's come up, and it came up in the greatest of ways. So we brought up to Shefty the idea that he's wearing the wedding ring. And then Adam, to his credit, is like, listen, I have no idea if he's married or not married, but that is weird if he's wearing the wedding ring. Is it not? If he's not. And then I made the comment, which I think I'm dead on this, if I may say so myself, that Aaron Rodgers is the most likely person on earth to wear a wedding ring on his ring finger, on that hand, not married, as a protest to the recognition of marriage. Like, if I were to tell you that there's one person in the world who would wear a wedding ring on his ring finger, on that hand, to actually protest the concept of that and think differently because it shouldn't mean that and instead it should mean peace on earth, Aaron Rodgers is number one on the power rankings for that hypothetical.
I like Bulaga's theory that he's got a high-paying endorsement deal with the Aura ring, and he did that to generate attention and conversation about his ring, and then it'll come out that it's an Aura ring. That would be
fund winning the
too.
charity auction for the Kentucky Derby tickets in the first place is the completing of the theory. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Now, that's interesting. Wait, so Bryan, your point is the straight-up endorsement of the ring, if it's on the opposite hand or another finger, doesn't get the grassroots marketing buzz that it does this way. Is that your point on this?
Yes, and to my knowledge of that Aura ring, it has to be worn on your left hand because that's how it gets your heart rate and everything like that. I mean, that's to my knowledge. I got a couple buddies that wear them. They always wear them on their left hand. I don't know why. That's just where they wear them. I don't know, but that's the only reason why I say that is because that's where they wear them. So, like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to start a rumor that I have nothing about, but that's why I'm just saying.
I love that we have. I love that we have a conspiracy theory about a conspiracy theorist. I love that.
Wow.
It would just be hilarious to me. That's all I'm saying.
Did you guys see AJ Hawk with McAfee yesterday? Because he seemed surprised by it too. And I don't know if that was, on the up. I don't know if that was real or that was. I mean, they're so good at living like the wrestling characters out, and obviously that is like a wrestling kind of bit. But I mean, I'm going to ask a question. It may come off rude, but whatever. If you're a business, is Aaron Rodgers your intended endorser right now? If that's the bit on the Aura ring, is Aaron Rodgers who you want endorsing you?
I'm going to tell you what. I mean, regardless if not, right, if he's the, if you want him or not, if he comes out and says this was an Aura ring, you got all the marketing and attention that you were looking for off of it. If that's
true. That's true.
All right, so I have an expert in the Aura ring. It is our amazing teammate, Danny Zetterman, who big fan of the show.
He hasn't given you any critical feedback yet. That's why.
Give me
a couple of shows.
Hey, I understand that Tausch isn't here today, and so you're spoiling for a fight.
You got to play a role. You got to play a role. That's for sure.
And by the way, that was almost as good as the shot that you had earlier. Still very good. Also, I have now discovered that there is a Grimaldi's Pizzeria in Brookfield, Wisconsin. So I can confirm that
it's one in your backyard, I think. I think Paula is currently bringing the girls to lunch there today. I mean, what are you doing?
Brookfield.
I got authentic New York pizza from Papa John's.
It was 2009. I'm going to have to look at more information.
Passes it every Friday.
Danny Zetterman informs
I have
us.
this amazing, authentic Wisconsin burger. McDonald's. It's really remarkable. You can only find it in Madison, Milwaukee, Beaver Dam, or Green Bay.
Oh my God!
I know we have all the creamery and everything, all the dairy at UW-Madison, and we're the only place that has 31 flavors. Do you know that? There's nowhere else that has 31 flavors of ice cream.
They are the only ones that have Barry Alvarez, though, as a flavor.
That is true.
It's pretty
the
good.
Aura ring, per Danny, he's had one for 8 years. You can wear it on your pointer. It should be worn on your pointer or middle finger, and the hand does not matter. So he's as close as we have to an expert on the Aura ring.
So here's what it comes down to. Because Danny has used his pointer with you, you haven't given him the middle finger. And so I think once he starts to use another finger, we'll see if you ever bring him up on the air again, unless he's a weekly guest. In a hypothetical world, of course.
Hypothetically.
But Brian's onto something, because it does raise the awareness for someone wearing a ring. And when was the last time we talked about someone wearing a ring just out of speculation? Right? Like, Bulaga's, it's Bulaga. Smart marketing guy. I like this.
Good hire, too. Yeah. All right, Evan, last thing for you, because obviously our normal NBA insider, Mark Tauscher, is not here today because he's helping Luke Fickell and the Badger football team out in Las Vegas with their event. All three of the arguably best teams remaining in the playoffs all lost their game ones at home. What do you make of where the playoff picture currently stands, and should there be any panic for any of those teams?
Yeah, I wouldn't say panic yet, but I have a question. This was I brought up today on our show, on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Wisconsin. Is Jokic underrated? And the reason I asked that, how many times have we all said about Giannis, yeah, I know they're banged up, I know they don't look good in this series, but they still got Giannis. We're going to still pick the Bucks. I know I've done it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do that with Jokic? Like, why are we surprised that they beat the Thunder? He's the best player in the world, regardless of if he wins MVP, irrelevant. He's the best player in the world, and we never default to that. We do it with LeBron, rightfully so. We do it with Steph, rightfully so. We've started to do it with Ant Edwards, who's never actually won anything.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we not do that with Jokic? Why do we not go to the place of, well, of course they could beat the Thunder, even though they won 60-some-odd games. They got Jokic, and the other team doesn't. We don't do that with – you guys did that, right? And Brian was on the team with him. You probably had games where you're down 10 early in the fourth quarter, and you're like, well, we got Rodgers. We'll figure this out.
Yep.
Jokic is more accomplished comparatively than Rodgers, and that's not a knock on Rodgers. I'm saying Rodgers got the benefit of the doubt, rightfully so. We never do that with Jokic. Why is that? Because he's not wearing an Oura ring?
Potentially. I mean, listen, I can't sit here and say like I'm like a basketball guru, but my wife has been yelling at me because I've been turning it on and watching it, right? Because I find it interesting. At least I have been lately. And like, that guy's an absolute freak show, right? Like, I mean, he just is. Like, you look at him. If you were to look at him normally, be like, how can this guy do what he does? But he's an absolute freak show. Like, he's unbelievable. And the fact that they beat the Nuggets, not the Nuggets, the OKC. I watched OKC beat that. Who'd they beat? That they beat them by like 60 points in game one. Memphis. Yeah, I saw him beat Memphis by like. So like, obviously, OKC's good, but like, why wouldn't you think that Jokic can beat
That's my
OKC?
point. Exactly.
Yeah, like I mean,
can we
the
focus
dude's a
on
stud.
on the bigger picture issue here, though? The bigger picture issue, and not to get into someone's marriage. Mrs. Bulaga yells at Brian, now sports talk host, for watching sports.
Just basketball.
And we've all been there.
When you're watching football, I know you're obsessed with soccer. So when you're watching those two, it's okay. So you haven't been cleared for basketball yet.
No, I've not been cleared for basketball yet. Like she's kind of like, what are we watching this for? Like why are you watching this? Like what like this is like, and that's literally like the question that gets asked every time it's on. Like, why are you watching this? Like what's the
Jason,
deal?
are you cleared for every sport? Are all of you clear for every sport?
I am cleared for every sport. Usually, I'm not watching NBA basketball. I love the NCAA tournament. I love college football. Those are the things that I normally will have on. I don't have baseball on very often. I don't have Premier League soccer on, which I'm guessing is what Abby is most accustomed to Brian having on his television when Manchester City is playing. Correct?
Correct. I mean, listen, like, yeah, we watch City a lot, obviously, but like, Champions League's on today. It's Barcelona and Inter. That'll be on. So like, that's not even Man City, but we'll watch that game. You know what I mean? That's a big game. That game will be on. So like, it's just in general, soccer will be on. Like, it is what it is.
Football is the only thing I'm cleared for. Am I alone there?
On your little baby phone.
No.
Doesn't sound like it, Jesse. I've heard some of your takes.
Wow, thanks. If baseball or college basketball or even the NBA playoffs, like I'll say if the Bucks are on, like, hey, cool, if we're like, I'm going to put the Bucks game on tonight, and Beck will say sure, and she'll go on TikTok or whatever, and she's looking whatever she's doing, but she has no interest in anything except football.
Just looking for golf ball souvenirs.
Doing some casual shopping,
bargain shopping. All right, Evan. We appreciate you. This was really fun. You got a couple of really good zingers in. Next time you're back in Wisconsin, Grimaldi's in Brookfield on me, buddy.
Goodbye.
That is Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. I am convinced that it wasn't a chain in 2009. I will look into that. Paul and I went on our honeymoon to New York City. I was told that was the place we had to go. Now I feel like an idiot, but that's not the
They
first
are
time that's
loving
happened.
this on the text line. The great Italian food at Olive Garden.
Yeah, I'm getting crushed,
my God.
and rightfully so. Very fair, 100% fair. Come at me, bro.
Authentic local neighborhood fare at Applebee's.
Yes. All my favorites. No chains allowed. I saw someone say in the YouTube comments that I went to a chain pizza place to protest non-chain pizza places. Yeah, I don't know when you travel, and obviously this was a failure by me, but when you travel, you don't want to do that, right? You want to go to an authentic place native to that place because you want to get that experience. And while this was a major failure, when people were coming to Green Bay, I sent them all to Rustique. That is a Green Bay singular pizza place, and in my opinion, the best in town. And I'm sure they were inundated with folks during the draft.
I mean, yeah,
I hope so.
We obviously here at ESPN Madison, we love Pizza Hut. Like, they're part of our Free Food Fridays and Prep Mania, the official pizza of Prep Mania. Like, I love if
Jesse's doing their book thing.
Tausch loves the Book It program. He tells us all about it all the time. Like, if we're just ordering pizza on a random, like, okay, we don't want to make food tonight. Let's just order a pizza. Like, we're totally into like grabbing Pizza Hut. That's great. But I think it's in the last like 10 years. When you travel somewhere unique, when you're going to, Florida or New York or wherever, you want to find a local, like one of a kind place. I think there used to be more about the familiarity of, let's go to the chain place. We have one of those by us. I know it's good. It's consistent, reliable. Let's go there. And I think that's changed in the last 10, 15 years to more, let's take a gamble on a local place that has good reviews online.
All right, we managed, even without Tausch and Evan arguing, debating, getting after each other. We're already, again, running late. So we will we still have to finish up the 9 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. We will do that with Bryan Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. So stick around.
We're on the Packers.
You still want to see that steady play, that steady improvement, and you didn't get it from Jordan Love?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That just makes the stakes that much higher this season.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Keep on recruiting them. Wisconsin men's hoops, the 6th best transfer class according to On3 Sports. Greg Gard's offseason goal, add experience to Bucky's roster. The head coach on the Madison-bound newcomers.
Rapp, I think it was West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. He fits. Not every dot has been, or I has been dotted and T has been signed with a gentleman from Lithuania, but we're at the finish line of getting that, and then we'll have more to say on him. But we have the 3 freshmen coming in that signed in the fall, and then we're planning to add at least one more.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
After a serious crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. Your future, your family's future, your quality of life. That's why knowledge and results matter in big truck cases. And not all law firms have the know-how or the resources to handle these complicated cases. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the experience it takes to make sure you're protected. And there's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I still think that he's going to wind up in Pittsburgh. I think they think he's going to wind up in Pittsburgh. I think that is the belief and the expectation within the organization. Why he hasn't done it is up to him. Ultimately, in the end, despite the fact that he has been non-committal, people believe he's going to want to play. The Steelers think he's going to want to play. And how many people who are over the age of 40 just randomly go out and put on football cleats to play catch with the Pittsburgh Steelers' new wide receiver, as he did, recently in the video with him and DK Metcalf? It just, again, doesn't mean he does, but I think the belief continues to be that he will play for the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point here.
That is Adam Schefter on Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen and Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty. I was reading a piece this morning from Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports. This is the prevalent thought on Aaron Rodgers, and here's the reason why. Not about his Oura ring or his wedding ring or anything else, but the Packers play the Steelers this season. So let's not forget. Now, it may or may not be located in Dublin, Ireland. There are now some feelings that I've seen that game will be staying in Pittsburgh, despite reports that it was going to be the Packers heading to Ireland, including by our friend Ben Brust of KBN. And I can see why the Steelers would want that game in Pittsburgh if it's Aaron Rodgers versus the Packers as opposed to playing it in Dublin. But that is interesting to me. I don't have a lot of interest in conjecture about Aaron Rodgers and where he's going to play and what he's going to do and if he's married or if he's not. But I am very interested about when and if he is going to be playing against the Green Bay Packers in a Steelers uniform, especially since, as you know, since you started that game as the youngest player to ever start a Super Bowl, his Super Bowl title came against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're in on this, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a lot that can evolve here, right? Like there's a lot that could play out. The storylines here could be really good, obviously, but I still think, and this is just me, and I may be the minority in this, right? And then obviously Schefter was on Unsportsmanlike, and he said his piece, and obviously he knows way more than I do, and he talks to these people on the inside of these organizations way more. I know he certainly isn't speaking to anyone in Aaron's camp because Aaron is his own camp, so I know he's not talking to Aaron. But there's a part of me that still believes he's holding out for Minnesota in some way, shape, or form. He's hoping that, not that he hopes that the McCarthy kid fails. I don't think that's what he's hoping for. I think he's maybe looking at it as they get the McCarthy kid into OTAs, maybe a mini camp when it's maybe more full go, right? Maybe full maybe more up-tempo, or maybe the first week of training camp, and it's just not what McConnell thinks, right? Like, that's the head coach's name, right? Am I correct on that?
Yes, Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, O'Connell, yeah. And it's not just what he thinks it should be, right? Like we need, like, this offense needs a little bit more. He's not ready yet, right? And that's where an Aaron Rodgers instantly comes in, and he's exactly like he's in that offense. And I've said this to Homer, and I've said it to you, and I've said it to everyone who's asked. Like, that offense is the exact same. Obviously, verbiage can be different. Yeah, there's concepts that can be different. I get it. Okay, don't jump on my back about it. But it's very similar to what LaFleur does. So that means he comes from him hanging out in wherever he's at. It could be California. I don't know where he is right now. And he comes to Minnesota, and it's exactly what he remembers from all his time in Green Bay with LaFleur. And it's a very easy transition for him. And what makes it even easier? Throwing it to Jefferson, throwing it to Addison, handing it off to Aaron Jones, throwing it to Hawkinson, having a good offensive line in front of you, giving you protection, having O'Connell calling those plays that if he dialed it up for Sam Darnold, he's going to dial it up for Aaron Rodgers. So, like, I still think he's holding out hope for that. But again, I don't know. I'm not an NFL insider like Adam Schefter. I have no idea, right? Like, he talks to these organizations, but there's something to be said about why Aaron hasn't signed that deal yet, right? Like, it's besides, like, he doesn't want to be there right now. He doesn't want to do OTAs. Like, okay, sure. Like, all right. Like, I'll give you that, right? Like, I'll totally give you that. Like, and I understand that, but he's also wanting to win, right? Like, I think in my mind, and knowing, like, the competitor he is, and obviously now what happened in New York, the chip on his shoulder is probably a very deep one, right? Like, because the guy, he hates losing anything more than I think he enjoys winning, being around him more than being around him so often and competing with him in other things than just, being on his team in football. The chip on his shoulder is probably very big right now. So the guy wants to win. So most likely, if he's going to sign somewhere, he wants to start learning what this team is about, what the offense is, and get going on that, which is making this non-committal thing to Pittsburgh very odd. And that's the only thing I'm saying about this whole Pittsburgh thing that is throwing me off. And again, I could be dead off on this thing, but that's where I'm at on it.
Yeah, I would just say this. The one thing, and I saw this in Charles's piece, the one thing that not having him sign does is that it prevents you from having to deal with all the questions about why he's not taking part in the offseason program if he wants to stay away till training camp. But again, I agree with you. You would think you would want to hit the ground running. And remember what he did the last time in New York. Like, when he went there, he was there for the entire offseason program. He did it again the following year until he had his trip to Egypt planned and didn't go to the mandatory minicamp and caused an uproar there. All right, we need to get to the 10 o'clock hour late, as if we had Bryan Bulaga as a guest. So we'll get to that coming up. Again, sad ending to the Bucs season and certainly a long road ahead for Damian Lillard. But you'll have more insight and understanding of him if you check out Season 4 of Behind the Bucs, the podcast that is presented by Gallagher on Bucs Plus. The superstar Damian Lillard's unlikely journey from a two-star high school prospect to a top 75 player in NBA history. The series, which is narrated by senior NBA insider Chris Haynes, reveals exclusive details of Dame's trade to the Bucs and his experience with the team. Find Behind the Bucs on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucs, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers 5-1 winners over the Houston Astros in the first of their three-game set at American Family Field last night. Christian Yelich, the big hit, a two-run home run, helping propel the Crew to victory. Tobias Myers, 5 1/3 strong innings on the mound in the victory for Milwaukee. The two teams back at it tonight. Brewers, Astros, 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football, the Green Bay Packers. Rookie minicamp took place over the weekend, although there wasn't much actual football taking place, according to Jason Wilde. Still, the ESPN NFL Nation post-draft power rankings, taking a look at how teams improved following the draft. ESPN Packers reporter Rob Demovsky not only weighing in with the rankings, but also the position group that the Packers most improved in following the draft. Check that out over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Jason Wilde and Bryan Bulaga continue on Wilde and Tausch right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You're making love or starting the schoolyard fight. Make sure
In the immortal words of Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here? You know what that music means? It means the guy who was the Cousins sub yesterday, who then later yesterday spent time with Bryan Bulaga on the Homer Hour, the best 60 minutes of your day, allegedly, is now on our show again. Welcome, Steve the Homer True.
Present.
What? Why are you present? What are you doing here?
I'm even at Ted's, but I don't care because people need to know about pizza in New York, and apparently I need to be the one to tell everybody. The place you went to, Grimaldi's, under the Brooklyn Bridge, is, as I was told many years ago, the most famous pizza place in all of New York if you're going to pick one. Now, others may disagree. That's what we were told. My wife and I went there. We were very disappointed, to tell you the truth. I actually think I have a T-shirt. And there have been many that may have been, it could be, I don't care what it is, but it was, and I would guess, unless someone tell me otherwise, I would still think that would be the number one pizza place that you would go historically, famous for its location, and it's supposed to be pretty good pizza, and maybe it is. It certainly wasn't that night to me. I've been to other places suggested in New York. Familia's is a chain, and there's one where we used to stay at Marquette, and I go there because they have a picture of Jim McElvain in the Familia's. It's on 8th Street and about 46. Also now, the great thing about New York pizza is they now have the cheapest pizza in the world, 2 slices and a soda, I think $5. Yes. It's
perfect for you.
It's the worst pizza in the world. There's just nothing on it. It's just bread, and there's almost no sauce.
But the prices are great. There's a place right near where we stay at Marquette, and when I get off the bus, people go, Homer, how long before you get over to your pizza place? Give me an hour or two. I've purchased it there at 11 a.m. or when it first opens, 2 in the morning. So, but in defense of your decision, you were clearly told by people, and you did not go to a chain. You went to one of the historic pizza places in the New York area because of its location and, I would assume, history. So I can't speak to Evan. I don't know what he knows and doesn't know about New York pizza. It's hard for me to believe that he doesn't know the historic nature of where you went. But I'm sure he knows way more about New York pizza than I do. But
they also just happen to have a location in Brookfield.
Well, they do now. I am on
locations all the time. I don't care if they have 8,000 locations. Doesn't matter. That's the one. The rest of them may be part of a chain. That's the historic one.
So
it's like they could build 100 Yankee stadiums. There's only one Yankee stadium.
So Patsy Grimaldi, they have their own Wikipedia page, which has their entire history. Sure. A picture of the one that I attended on Front Street. Started.
Isn't it under the Brooklyn Bridge?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
The Brooklyn Bridge is in the background. Yes.
The location is unbelievable. You walk to it and go, we can't be going the right place.
He was the founder of Grimaldi's in 1990. And when we went there in 2009, they had expanded a few locations, apparently, one in Hoboken and some in a few other places. So I guess they were becoming a chain. They were not in Brookfield until like 2019 or 2020. So
how long has the place been under the Brooklyn Bridge?
They opened in 1990.
Really? I thought it was much older than that. Wow.
No. So that's where the location is, and I appreciate you springing to my defense. That was nice of you.
I'll have to go look on TripAdvisor, the place I go to see where they say the most famous pizza location in New York is. And we were there clearly after 1990, but I assumed it had been there since like 1842 or something.
Yeah,
anyway,
not that long. But quick question before you leave us. You spend 2 days a week with this guy, this Bryan Bulaga fella, and you call him the doctor of football. You have a high opinion of him, as do I.
I do. Yep.
What would you say is something that we need to cover on our show that you like to get into with him when you have him on your show? Because I only get the bits and pieces of you turning the show over to me when he and I are both on. What do you love to talk with Bryan Bulaga about?
Well, but I wouldn't do the same because I'm not you. If I were you, I'd think the addressing certain players and players you liked and who were good teammates and all the different things. I mean, your knowledge of all the players in Green Bay for so many years trumps even him. But, you know, the discussion about how much people like football and now pros being paid, we were trying to figure out what to call them. I think that discussion is the most important discussion in the NFL right now because it's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Teams, players, coaches, GMs are dealing with something they've never dealt with before, and that's always hard, and they're screwing it up, or they don't know what to do, or they're making it suck. You know, as Bryan Bulaga said yesterday, there are guys coming into the pros taking a pay cut.
Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Yep. Homer, thanks for calling in to defend my honor. We appreciate you. Bye. Back to Ted's for his breakfast. That is Steve the Homer True. All right, I do want to get into that. I also want to get into what the rookie camp looked like and get your insights. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I did have Jesse play a clip from the Buccaneers general manager talking about weeding out players that if you haven't heard, I want to get your reaction to that as well. That's all coming up after Jesse tells us about Coors Light and how much both he and Tausch love the Blue Mountains.
Mark Tauscher here for the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. Yep, I'm Mark Tauscher, and I'm out golfing today in Vegas, and you know I'm popping open an ice-cold Coors Light whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill. Crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains, the mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light, especially out on the golf course when I'm golfing with all my pals, because I'm Mark Tauscher. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, a Golden, Colorado.
We will get to the Packers rookie camp and players who take pay cuts to play in the NFL. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Immediate live show streaming, a homepage customized just for you. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN.
If you're just doing this because you're starting to not believe the Packers are going to bring in a number 1 wide receiver.
The ESPN Wisconsin app. Everything in the palm of your hand.
Who are the top guys?
And
Ops. That is the problem.
No, I totally
that is
agree.
You have never called Xavier McKinney the wrong name.
Available in the Apple and Android App Store. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to vintagebrewingcompany.com to make a reservation today. That's vintagebrewingcompany.com.
We're on the Badgers.
There are moments where it feels like you're close, but taken holistically, those look like blips.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
To win a championship, you have to consistently be that team.
This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
To get back on the clock, since we've had Homer's surprise visit, which was great, and thank you for defending my honor. Can't wait to go to Grimaldi's in Brookfield, though. Also, because of Evan Cohen, I just want to touch on this briefly because, once again, in the YouTube comments, and we can get the audio of his son after I mentioned this to him last week. So, Barron Sorrell is the Packers' 4th-round pick. He's a defensive tackle. Great personality, great story, great kid. He was my favorite story of draft weekend, right? He's in Green Bay. His family is there with him. He gets emotional. It's awesome. So we get to talk to him again in person at the start on Friday of the rookie camp. And we get to the end of the interview session, and I don't want to take up legitimate questions with a silly question, but since things have kind of petered out, I said, Barron, I'm sorry, I got to ask. We've had a Barry Sorrell in our YouTube comments. Is that someone posing as your dad? Or he's like, no, that's my pops. And then he looks right into the camera and says, Dad, stop, please. Just stop. Which was hilarious. And now Barry's back in the YouTube comments. So we don't stop. We love
for
having you in
our
the YouTube
show?
Comments of our show. Yes. The second
Nice.
time this has happened. So, Barry, you are welcome anytime. We'd love to have you on as a guest. So thanks for swinging by the YouTube comments. My quick question before we get into the actual rookie camp and I don't want to say beef with it, but what I thought was interesting about Matt LaFleur's evolution. Your parents very supportive of your radio work. And when you first started, your mom was listening every day. She was posting it on Facebook. I am curious, now that this has become kind of part of your second act post-NFL, are they still as loyal to your appearances, or has it gotten a little bit ho-hum, and I won't be seeing your parents in the YouTube comments?
No, I'm fairly certain that they're avid listeners. I'm pretty certain that they listen to everything. I'm fairly certain, I'm fairly certain they know about that I'm doing this today. I think my dad's working, so he probably won't be listening, but it depends if my mom's substituting or not today. If she's working, that depends if she can tune in. But my stuff, with Homer and all that, in the evening, they listen to that all the time. But they normally go back, like for our stuff today, they'll go back to the, on the app and re-listen to all that. So that's what they'll do. They still listen to everything. But now Abby, on the other hand, she always used to listen to everything, and now she is like, all right, like I'm good. I've heard you talk. I've heard you talk too many times. Like, I'm good. Like, I got you. So she's moved on.
Well, Kathy and Joe, if you're listening, you are always welcome, just like Barry Sorrell on our program, and we love to have you. All right, we will. I do want to get Brian's thoughts, and Abby's going to miss out on this because I think it's going to be very good insight because the rookie camp has changed, and I want to know if Brian thinks that's for the better or for the worse, or if it's really not that big of a deal. Either way, I'll ask him that coming up next after I remind you, as I always do, and I got to see Steven and I got to see David at the Chunder Trio during our extravaganza for the NFL draft. You know, the Grubers are good friends of ours. We love them, but I hope I never have to call them for anything in terms of their actual legal expertise, because I don't want to be seriously injured. But if that happens, they don't want it to happen to you either. But if it does, they want you to make the call. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all. Go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more. More with Bryan Bulaga next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They have Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the belt line at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Spring is here. Time to get growing at Felly's Flowers and Greenhouse. Felly's has everything you need to bring your garden to life, including the largest selection of locally grown annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, and custom hanging baskets. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, Felly's Greenhouse in Fitchburg has the best selection to make your garden bloom. Proudly voted Best of Madison, choose Felly's Flowers as your go-to garden destination. Visit us today and grow with Felly's.
Big winners are wanted this May at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, so saddle up and ride on in for the biggest prizes in town. It's all fixing to start at high noon on Saturday, May 31st. 30 winners will each be selected to collect a $1,000 prize. And that same afternoon, 3 more of our most wanted will each wrangle a $10,000 cash prize. That's $60,000 paid out in one day. Get your share of the bounty this May at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
I'm not afraid of getting old, and I want less day from dying young. I see the light and go past my shoulder. I want less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting old, and I want less day from dying young, and I see the lights and go past my shoulder.
I am soft. I get it. I own that. I believe in work smarter, not harder. I believe in playing it safe, bubble wrapping guys, all that stuff. But even I, Bryan Bulaga, think that maybe our guy Matt LaFleur went a bridge too far with his approach to rookie camp. So if you remember, your old ball coach, Mike McCarthy, used to call this rookie orientation camp because it was about like figuring out where the cafeteria was and how to get to meetings and who Flea was and who the equipment guys were that were going to take care of your shoes and, you know, how we meet and what our tempo is and all the stuff that you don't know when you're a rookie. And then there is some football mixed in as well, right? And there was actual 11 on 11, a little bit of one-on-one stuff. Like it looked like a real off-season practice at the rookie camps that I attended. Right? Now there were a bunch of tryout guys like Lucas Patrick, who earned himself an invitation and a roster spot by performing well as a tryout guy. There were cool stories that came out of it. Not so on Saturday, because it was purely individual work. That's it. And Matt LaFleur said that what he had done in the past, he felt like put guys in a bad spot where they've been traveling all around, going on top 30 visits, trying to train to speed up their 40-yard dash time, not doing real football training, and that they weren't in the tip-top shape, but he didn't want something happening. He had lots of guys puking into garbage cans, he said. He got after Colin Oliver a little bit for running too fast when they were doing some conditioning work because he's coming off a hamstring. He didn't want him re-injuring his hamstring. And look, again, I am in favor of most of these things because you're not winning the Super Bowl on May 3rd. You're not, right? So I get it. That said, Brian, like the Canadian quarterback, Taylor Elgsma, whose name I still haven't learned how to pronounce because they haven't signed him yet because he's going to the Buffalo Bills rookie camp this weekend. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he'll be in the CFL. He never threw a pass to Matthew Golden or Savion Williams. He threw them into nets. He threw them to Sean Mannion, the quarterback's coach. He threw them to one of the equipment dudes. But it was just him being coached by Sean Mannion and Connor Lewis and Luke Getsy and even Matt LaFleur for a period. The wide receivers, they were working on their releases a little bit, and they were being coached up by Ryan Mahaffey and Jason Vrabel. But, like, Jason Vrabel was throwing them the ball. There was not a single one-on-one period, not a single 11-on-11 of any kind. It was just drills. And for me, remembering the Lucas Patrick story, right? He flashed, and they're like, all right, we're going to sign this guy back. None of that. I'm curious for you, because you're old school and new school at once. Mike McCarthy didn't kill you guys when you did this, and Matt LaFleur didn't kill guys when he did this, but this felt to me like a mild overcorrection, or maybe major overcorrection, of not doing much of anything on Saturday. What say you?
Yeah, this is, I mean, hearing what they did is very odd. You would think you would have them go through some in some way, shape, or form some 11-on-11 work. Now, whether that is jog through pace, walk through pace, or
and
even
they did,
lining
in
up.
fairness, they did separately. They did walk through stuff, so they walked through their system and stuff like that. But the one practice that was actually a practice, there was none of that at all.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you would think they would actually do some, even if it was, jog through tempo, right, with a defense in front of them, like a jog through tempo. Like, everyone knows how to do that, right? Like, and that puts less stress on guys with assignments. And that's how you can teach, like if a guy, makes a mistake or this or that. It's easier to do that, but at the same time, it does stress guys out a little bit to, communicate, get on the same page, make calls, make sure that they are assignment sound. And that was always the thing. I remember my rookie minicamp. That's what I was most nervous about, was being assignment sound. That was the one thing that, like, I was extremely nervous about, was making sure that I did not have any MAs or that I was doing the right thing at all times. And that's the point of rookie mini camp, or at least I thought it always was to introduce the playbook. You're not introducing everything, obviously. They only have them for a couple days. Basic installs, day one, maybe day two, a couple of the basic things. See how they process that information, and then go out to the field and see how that, see how they remember it, see how they, do it and all that. And doesn't seem, and not just, how they do it in, a walkthrough, but how they're able to do it with a defense in front of them, and how they're able to, remember it when I don't want to say when it's live speed, because it's nowhere near that, but when there's when it's stressful, when it's a little bit stressful, right? Because the next time they do it, it's going to be with the veterans there. And the one thing that happens if you start blowing assignments with veterans, that's the one way to piss guys off, right? That's the one way to make a veteran start questioning, like, how do you not know what you're doing? Like, what have you been doing? Like, what are you paying attention in your rookie meetings? Or what would you do during rookie minicamp? What are you doing when you're in these extra meetings with your position coaches after the OTA? Like, it gets veterans mad, and then it gets LaFleur mad. I know it gets LaFleur mad. He hates missed assignments, and then it gets the offensive coordinator mad, because then it makes Steno look like the information's not getting across that he's putting through, and then it goes down to the position coaches, and then they're ticked off because it doesn't seem like they're teaching it properly. So, like, it just, it makes it seem like this was a good weekend for these guys to make mistakes, right? This is the weekend to make the mistakes so that it gets corrected in meetings, right? It's all on film. There's film of it. So to not have any of that is a little confusing. Like, I understand, like, there's guys that have been prepping for 40s, like LaFleur said, and, 3-cone. Like, so, like, I get it. But at the same time, like, come on. Like, you gotta be able to do some football work. Like, yeah, you gotta be able to do some football work. I mean, it's to the point where, the combine stuff and the 40 work, that stuff's been done for a while now, right? Like, the pro day stuff has been done for a minute now. Like, that's gone and passed. Like, once you get done with that pro day, your mindset shifts to training for football. Like, it's gone and dusted, man. Like, I'm not running a 40 again. Don't care. Don't even want to think about it. I'm getting back to my normal routine of getting my body ready for football. So, like, it's kind of, it's different. And then you hear guys were puking in a trash can. Like, I mean, that's a little iffy to me too. Like, I mean, I don't know what those guys were doing, or I mean, I don't.
Cheese
that's
curds.
weird to me.
Cheese curds.
Yeah,
too many cheese curds the night before.
That's what it looked like. I'm sure that's what it looked like. But like, there's one thing that I would never give satisfaction to a strength coach to, and that's throwing up. You never give them that satisfaction. No matter what you do not give them that satisfaction that you puked for them. Like, never do it. Hold that in. Figure it out. Find a way. But you should. And listen, there's no way. There's no way that this conditioning was that tough.
No,
there's no way.
This was. I mean, again, I don't remember guys being pushed back in your day or in the early LaFleur era. Because look, the great thing about the rookie orientation or rookie minicamp was that the practice was on Saturday, so I didn't have to do the show. I could go and watch the whole thing, and I don't remember guys being pushed that hard. I remember parents of players being added a lot to all see their sons getting a chance to be out there and cool stuff like that. There was none of that either. But again, no one was definitely being pushed to the point of puking on Saturday. And while they did lots of walkthrough stuff in the crick, they did not do anything competitive. And even I, who is soft as Charmin, would say that they probably could have done a little bit more. And I'll be curious next time I talk to Matt LaFleur. I would be curious to ask him, hey, do you think you maybe overcorrected a little bit, that you didn't do anything competitive at all? Like, we didn't even see, like, where do they think they want to line up Belton? Where do they want to line up John Williams on the offensive line? Like, those are the kinds of things that I was curious to see. And they did not take any reps as like an offensive line with a quarterback under center. And like I said, Matthew Golden, Savion Williams did not catch a single pass from anyone other than their position coaches. So it was definitely a different approach. All right, we're taking a different approach to trivia because now we have Vortex Golf on board, as you will have a chance to win a Vortex Golf rangefinder if you are the selected winner at the end of the week out of the Cheese Fry helmet. Jesse, what is today's category and which caller would you like?
Today's category is actually the category you thought that I should have done yesterday with Vortex Golf coming on board with us. Today's trivia category, the Golf Vortex. Questions about golf.
Better late than never. Caller, let's do caller 18. You play 18 holes. Caller 18, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I have a golf question for Bryan after trivia as well. I will ask him that. But for now, we will have our 3 questions that Jesse has written ready for you if you are caller 18 for Vortex Golf Trivia. 844-770-3776. We'll play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Houston Astros.
Breaking ball hammered deep, right center field, way back, at the track, the wall, goodbye!
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Just like when general managers make big decisions to help propel a franchise forward for future success, you can make a game-changing decision for your home by making the switch to solar energy with Everlight Solar. Our family was looking to make the switch to solar for quite some time, but we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhaffel's Memorial Day Mattress Sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhaffel's cash only at Steinhaffel's. Wisconsin men's hoops the 6th best transfer class according to On3 Sports. The head coach on the Madison-bound newcomers.
Rapp, I think it was West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year. He fits. Not every dot has been, or I has been dotted and T has been signed with a gentleman from Lithuania, but we're at the finish line of that, and then we'll have more to say on him. But we have the 3 freshmen coming in that signed in the fall, and then we're planning to add at least one more.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? Discover TPC Wisconsin, an instant classic in the heart of the Midwest. With a course co-designed by Steve Stricker and PGA Tour Designs, it's the 13th and newest TPC Network golf club in the world. Other high-quality amenities include a short game practice area, athletic performance center, and meeting and dining facilities, plus membership benefits that reach around the globe. Schedule a tour at tpcwisconsin.com and start your journey to a lifetime of priceless golf.
Metro Kia of Madison is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle, Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. As always, at Metro Kia of Madison, you can enjoy 2 years of no-charge maintenance on any new vehicle. Browse their inventory and find this month's special at MetroKiaofMadison.com. That's MetroKiaofMadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership today.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Wednesday, the Cowboys have been extremely quiet this offseason. So does that mean they finally turned a corner? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Trivia presented by Vortex Golf.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let's welcome in our contestant. It is John in Delafield. John, good morning. How are you today?
Good, and I am up to par.
Nicely. Well, you'll be hitting lots more birdies if you get these questions right and then win the rangefinder, so you're even more accurate on your approach shots. All right. Question number 1 in the Golf Vortex Trivia presented by Vortex Golf is this: a rare occurrence in which a golfer scores 3 strokes under par on a single hole is known by which of these names? Is it a dodo, an albatross, or a toucan, as in only a 2 can get you 3 under par? Clever.
It's an albatross.
Indeed it is. Brian, how many albatrosses do you have in your golf career?
Only one.
I mean, the fact that you have one is
Yes.
good.
Only one.
Yep.
On a
only
par
one.
5?
It's got to be a par 5, right?
Yep. Par 5, it was at actually number 10 at Green Bay Country Club.
And you hold out from what distance?
I
Or
mean,
did you
it was
just have a
probably-
short putt because you had a 500-yard
put it
drive?
on the I'd put it on the green from 500.
No, it was probably 230 out, 240 out, hit an iron, couldn't see, blind shot. Must have rattled or rattled off the pin or done something, but
wow,
it was in.
Wow, you're my hero.
You're so cool.
We're just lucky to have you as our cousin sub of the day.
Think how cool it would have been if you would have used one of these golf balls to hit that shot.
It would have exploded because those are like fake golf balls that you paid $8 for.
That's the albatross around Jesse's neck right now, is the wasted money on golf balls. All right, question 2, John, is this. Chronologically, which of golf's 4 majors is traditionally played latest in the calendar year? Traditionally played latest in the calendar year. Is it PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, or the Open Championship, known by some as the British Open?
The Open Championship.
John, you're off to a very strong start. Well done. Question 3, as you try to keep it going.
This last one may throw him off a little bit.
I actually know this because I happened to watch a little bit of The Last Dance the other night while I was looking for something to play on in the background while I was writing. In the 1996 movie Space Jam, Michael Jordan is transported to the land of the Looney Tunes while playing a round of golf with Larry Bird and which well-known actor? Was Michael Jordan playing golf with Larry Bird and Adam Sandler, Bill Murray, or Will Smith?
I'll say Will Smith.
Afraid not. Would you like to try again?
It was Will Smith. It was Larry. Who was it? Help.
Adam Sandler or Bill Murray?
I'll say Bill Murray.
You did not Tausch it. Well done. It is Bill Murray in Space Jam. All right, John, you got 2 out of 3. You still got 3 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing. I wouldn't say this was a birdie performance. I would say it was on par. Thanks for playing.
Well, I'm not teed off. Thanks.
We're going to keep these golf lines coming. All right. He has entered. John has entered into the drawing at the end of the week for the Vortex Golf Rangefinder. Brian, I have a question for you. I was deputized yesterday by my buddy Coach Penza to help out with middle school golf. So I'm now an assistant golf coach.
Get out of here.
Given the,
No.
I did play high school golf. I know a thing or two about it. As I've said many times, I did not play other than once or twice in Tausch's charity event back when he was still playing football. I basically played a couple times a month in college at University Ridge. Then I stopped playing. Then the girls came along. I don't want to miss time with them on a weekend to go golfing for 4 or 5 hours. So I have not played a lot. Now I'm working on, getting some clubs and playing again now that the girls both play, and I want to play with them. But I was trying to help 7th and 8th graders, and I'm curious because you are a good golfer. I know there's some debate about your handicap, not as much as Tausch's, because Tausch is a big sandbagger. But you're a good golfer. What would be a couple of pieces of advice that you would recommend I make sure that I reinforce with the kids that I'm helping coach? Because here's my big one. You can't hit what you can't see. Got to keep your head still, keep your eye on the ball. Remember, some of these kids have never played golf at all. It's their first time even picking up a club. So it's very rudimentary. So I'm keeping it simple. but I also want to make sure that I'm giving them good advice. So give me a couple of Bryan Bulaga's golf tips that I can share with the junior Jaguars.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good one. I mean, I think basic principles like stance and alignment. Where are you aiming? Right? Like, that's like the biggest thing. Like, I catch myself in it all the time. Like, I'm trying to hit a draw, but my body's aimed to the left. And I'm like, obviously I'm hitting a draw, but I'm aimed way left, and I'm hitting a draw while aiming left. Like, why would I do that? Like, that's really dumb. I'm not aiming properly. So, like, that's one thing that I would really, help them out with is every time you approach the ball, like, really dial into, a landmark in front of you to help you aim. Aim at that landmark, which is in line with your target, which should help you align your body up correct, which should, help you aim. At least that, for me, that's what I try to do when I'm taking it as serious as I can. So now, when I'm playing as much as I can, which isn't current. The next thing would be, everyone wants to drive the ball long. Everyone wants to be able to flush irons and do all that great. But, like, none of us are that good, right? If some of us were that good, we would be on TV. That's just the nature of it. None of us are on TV doing that. And let's be real, where most of us make up strokes or where we have to save it is chipping and putting. So, like, that would be the next thing is, like, help them get good at those two basic fundamentals, like just chipping around the green and then putting. Like, help them two putt. Like, save three puttings, right? Like get rid of three putts, two putts, lag putting, getting it close to the hole so they have easy tap-ins, and then chipping around the green. Like, because that's where, let's be real, that's where I'm at a lot of the time. That's where a lot of golfers are, is off the green on their approach shot. They have to try to get up and down to save par. You have to get good at chipping. And that's the nature of this game for bad golfers.
So I feel good then because the driving range was closed. It'll be open next week. So we were just working on our short approach shots. And what I did was I took the big giant buckets that had held all the balls. I put them out, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 yards out in front of them and had them work on, all right, that's where we're trying to get. And they all worked on their chipping and their short game. And then I upped the stakes by saying if anybody gets one in the bucket, I will get ice cream for everybody next week. Because there's no better motivation than that. Yeah. And then one of them, might have been the one that's related to me, put the ball in the bucket. So now I got to go get ice cream for next Monday.
Man.
So it was really fun. I don't have the knowledge that Kevin does or that other really good golf coaches that we're lucky to have in our program, but it was fun to help out. I love coaching, and that's one of my favorite things I get to do. So
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Are we telling Tausch about this when he comes back, or do we want this to be kind of our little secret here?
Do we know if Tausch is coming back right now?
I mean, rumor has it delays in Newark may have impacted Vegas, so I don't know what the status of tomorrow's show is looking like. But.
I would say that I am the epitome of those who can do, those who can't teach. I believe I am proving that very clearly with my expert coaching.
Assistant golf coach.
Well,
don't you have a middle school dance to plan still?
I do, yes. And Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment has helped me with that. I may not be good at anything, but I'm well connected. And now I've got a couple of tips from Bryan Bulaga to share with the kids next week. We have the 11 o'clock hour to share with you, our loyal listeners, to Wilde and Tausch with Bryan Bulaga as our cousin sub today. It starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, where Cheesy Bites Pizza is back right now. For just $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. And even better, it comes with the Ranch Lover's Flight, featuring 3 bold new dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by the new ESPN Wisconsin app. Listen live and on demand to all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin shows at the touch of a fingertip. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Download the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple and Android app stores today. That's where you can find Wilde and Tausch's exclusive conversation before the NFL draft with Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur. Full podcast, almost 30 minutes long. That's almost as long as it felt the Brewers game took last night. Fast one as the Brewers win 5-1 over the Houston Astros at American Family Field in the first of their 3-game set. Christian Yelich, the big hit, a 2-run home run to propel the Crew to victory last night. Tobias Myers gets the win on the mound, 5 1/3 solid innings pitched. Brewers and Astros back at it tonight. Game 2 of the 3-game set. 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock. Following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's new home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football, coming off of Packers rookie mini camp over the weekend. ESPN's NFL Nation has provided their post-draft power rankings. That includes where each team has improved the most since the draft. Rob Demovsky with his answer at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Clock out of Wilde and Tausch, which will include Jesse's return to NFL Power Rankings from ESPN coming up. But I do want to get back to briefly, because, again, it wasn't these rookie camp practices, air quotes, that left guys puking. It was in the past, and that's why LaFleur wanted to dial it back. I don't know how many they were. I don't know who they were. I don't know what their diets were. But the fact remains that Matt LaFleur did a lot of walkthrough stuff and then did this one quasi-practice that was just individual drill work. But what I want to get to with you, Brian, is this. What are these guys experiencing now? Because the transition, you're a first-round pick. You're a big-time college football player, but you're still the new guy and one of many new guys in a new environment. And I always say this, but people forget you're like real human beings. You're not robots. So we may think, oh, these guys are in the NFL, but what did you feel that early portion of your NFL career where it's just getting started? And, you know, Tausch went through it as an undrafted or as a 7th-round pick and surrounded by a bunch of first-round picks and undrafted free agents way back in 2000. What do you remember of that transition, even as a first-round pick?
Yeah, I mean, tons of nerves, right? Like, I mean, obviously there's the expectation of being a first-round pick and wanting to make sure you come good to that expectation because, you know, regardless of where you're drafted, you have an expectation for yourself and you put pressure on yourself to perform and do that and make a name for yourself. And then you put on that first round draft pick tag that now everyone else around you, you know, has this expectation of how good you should be, or guys you're competing with for starting jobs look at you a different way. Well, if this guy's a first-round pick, he should be able to do this, or I'm better than this kid. I mean, and he was a first-round pick. And the defensive guys that you're going against, they expect a certain level of player that to be going against because you were a first-round pick. Like, it's why I say it. I think I earned a lot of respect early on in my career in training camp because of who I had to block every day, and that was Clay. And I thought because of how I competed with him, I earned a lot of respect solely because of that. Just because when you're going up against such a high-end pass rusher every rep, I mean, you're not going to win every rep. I didn't win every rep. I'm not saying I did. I mean, Clay beat me. He beat me throughout training camp my rookie year, but I also won plenty of times as well. So, like, it's not like it was a one-sided affair, but at the same time, you earn that respect from guys like that, and that's how you earn it through the offensive line room as well. Like, we watch all the tape. Guys see how you're performing and doing all that. But the question that you asked is, like, there's, especially from this time right now, like this time right now that these guys have, they did their little rookie mini camp. I think they go away for like a week, right, Jason? A week or two, then they come back for OTAs. It's very nerve-wracking because all the veterans are back, right? They're back doing their thing. They're getting in the full swing of things. And you kind of wish you could just be put right into that, because when they insert the rookies back in, right, when they put the rookies back in, the veterans are in full swing, right? Like, and they're all the installs have happened, and they're doing their things, and individual drills have been going, and everything is running pretty smooth. And then you insert the rookies, and it kind of starts to slow down a little bit, and the coaches have to kind of double take everything, and it just, things get a little jumbled for a while. So you kind of wish as a rookie you could just jump right in with the vets right now so that you can get on their pace and learn with them, and, well, not really learn with them because they should know the offense and the defense, but you can kind of go through the process with them as they're refreshing, you're learning, and you can ask questions and kind of be involved. But for me, I was nervous as heck going away and then coming back and being dumped back into this O-line room where I knew it was full of veterans. Like, I knew it was full of, veteran players. And it's like, okay, well, here we go. Time to learn and try to get adapted to this. Because, I mean, the offense, now that once I got into it, it was, not easy, but I learned it pretty quick. But that rookie orientation camp, like, my head was spinning. And then now here we go. We're getting back into this thing, and I'm trying to learn this thing with these guys that know this like the back of their hand, and I'm trying to ask questions, and they're looking at me like I'm kind of an idiot. And you're like, well, sorry, like, I don't really understand. Like, I don't know this or I don't know that yet. And, you're a little intimidated by it, right? And all these guys that are professionals, and you're just trying to make a name for yourself. You're trying not to screw up. You're trying to just be one of the guys, right? You're trying to do all these things, and still at the same time, there's this expectation that, you're a first-round pick. You need to perform and show that you're the guy that we all want you to be. So it's a little bit of a nervy time early on. And I think once you get through this OTA section, right, like, and you kind of get your feet in the ground and you understand kind of the process of everything, training camp, I feel like, is a little bit easier. Like, I think because it's all football, like, the scheduling is obviously, you're going from, I think now the guys get to stay at their house, which is just unfair. It's just unfair. I will complain about that. I will
rightfully so.
Complain. Yes, I will complain about that. That's unfair. But, like, for the young guys, like, their schedule's pretty set. So, like, and it's a good routine that they get into. So, like, training camp, it gets easier, not from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint. They get in a good routine and they can learn. This is a little bit of a whirlwind because they get thrown out on the practice field. You're expected to know these things with the veterans. You're out there going to get up against the veteran defense. It's tough, and mistakes happen, and they're going to happen. So OTAs when I was a rookie is different than OTAs look now. And Jason, you know this. They look different. They were a little more physical, a lot more physical than they are now. I mean, I don't correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't know if I am, but were we allowed to be in helmets and shoulder pads during OTAs? I think we were.
Helmets, yes. Shoulder pads, no.
Was that mini camp that we were allowed to be in shoulder pads?
Mini camp, yes. Mini camp.
Yes. Yeah.
But I just, the most vivid memory I have is after you guys signed Jeff Saturday, who obviously was a big wig at the NFLPA, and you guys are just in helmets and T-shirts, no pads, but you're going through 11-on-11 stuff, and you're still colliding with each other. You're not all out, you're not getting bull rushed, none of that stuff. But it was still 11-on-11, and I remember him turning to us. We'd barely talked to the guy. Like, we don't know him. It's not like the relationships we had with the guys we'd covered for a while. And it must have been 2012, maybe. And he turns to all of us standing there watching practice, and he says, "Does that look like non-contact to you guys? You should write about that." Like, during the practice.
Oh, my gosh. He was a big non-contact guy. I mean, he was by the rules, right? I mean, because those were collectively bargained rules, right? Like, that's something that we actually really fought for were the changes in that, that off-season programming was something that really they fought for. Because that was a big deal, right? Like,
they should have fought for lifelong health care and other improvements instead of, you don't have to work quite as hard in the off season. I never understood that. Never got it. Because owners were like, sure, whatever you guys want, as long as we can keep more of your money and we don't have to pay it out to you after you've retired. So dumb.
As long as we don't have to take care of you guys after 5 years once you retire.
Right.
Like, Sure. Yeah, whatever.
The worst.
Well, I mean, as they always say, like, because you'll be your healthiest for 5 years after you're done. After that, we know you're going downhill. So, yeah, we're good. Like, we're good. That's why I always say, like, our PA is so good at negotiating. They're so good. I'm joking, obviously.
That seems very authentic. Exactly. All right. Jesse's very excited because he loves NFL ESPN Power Rankings, and there's no better time to do them than on May 6th. So we're going to do that next. I'm very eager to see. I have not, Jesse, I swear to you, I've not clicked the link. So I don't know where the Packers land. So it'll be a surprise to all, and I know Brian hasn't. So we will find out from Jesse together.
Some bold commentary going to be in here, too, from Rob Demovsky.
I always enjoy that.
Very bold.
It's always one of my favorites. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Mother's Day is almost here, and I've been thinking a lot about all the times my mom went out of her way just to make me happy. Honestly, I've lost count. All of the pickups from practice, help with the homework, the home-cooked meals. My mom is the best. That's why this year I'm returning the favor with the bouquet from the Books Company. And I got you 25% off of your order so you can send some happiness to your moms, too. Books aren't just any flowers. Their flowers are cut fresh from the best farms, so they're bigger, brighter, and last way longer. Some are even grown on the side of a volcano. Wow mom with a bright, happy bouquet, or go for the Books Flower subscription so she can get fresh blooms and major joy on repeat. It's also really easy. I pick my bouquet, delivery date, and done. And with 25% off, why stop with mom? Grab some for your wife, your auntie, and even grandma too. Mother's Day is May 11th, so hurry and order your Books now. Go to Books.com, use promo code CANTY to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com, promo code CANTY. Books, promo code CANTY.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Time for your off-season, post-drafts, post-free agency, pre-minicamp. Not enough caveats for you. NFL Power Rankings presented by Jesse's Discounted Golf Balls. Get a good deal on your NFL draft golf balls at Jesse's World of Golf.
Available now, actually, at the Packers Pro Shop. Apparently a lot cheaper than they were 2 weeks ago. ESPN's NFL Nation, guys, has accumulated their post-draft power rankings, and along with doing so, has also provided commentary on the position group most improved for each team. Of course, that means Rob Demovsky, ESPN's Packers NFL Nation reporter, has made his selection for the Green Bay Packers. First of all, we won't do it's the offseason, so we don't have to go through, okay, who's number one, who's number two. Just where do you think the Green Bay Packers are? I will tell you this. They were ranked 9th in the post-free agency power rankings back in late March. So they were ranked 9th. Where do you think the Green Bay Packers are now? Bryan Bulaga, Iowa. What do you think?
I'm going to say they held steady at 9.
Well, you're almost as bold as Demovsky.
That's a wow. Cool. Okay. Jason.
Sorry.
Hey.
They didn't get better. They didn't get worse.
You don't have anything to apologize for.
Very much the same team. Okay.
Well, in fairness, I tend to agree that this is kind of a dumb exercise.
Of course you're going to say that, too.
But I will say this. I think they did something that the pundits found to be, as Tausch would like to say, Sexy, don't you think? Which I know is no longer a hot button, I'm guessing. Oh, no, it's still there!
Don't you think?
Indeed. Hot key, not hot button. Let me get that right.
Heard it both ways.
I'm going to say because they added a wide receiver in the first round, that is going to get things percolating. So you said they were ninth?
They were ninth in the post-free agency rankings.
All right, I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to say that shot them up all the way to 7th.
Wow.
7th.
All right, we take a look at it.
Who's right?
Number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs remain at the top. Number 2, the Philadelphia Eagles, despite pounding the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
So weird.
Chiefs are 1, Eagles are 2. Up 1 spot in the number 3 position, the Buffalo Bills. Down 1 spot, the reigning NFC North champion, 1 seed, still didn't win a playoff game last year, Detroit Lions. The number 5 ranked team.
Did they not win a playoff game?
No, they lost to Washington. They had a bye and lost to Washington.
Oh,
the NFC North went 0-3 in the playoffs last year.
Or bad, terrible. Okay.
Number 5, remaining steady, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 6 remaining steady in the same Metroplex, the Washington Commanders. So there's your top 6. Now it gets interesting.
Here it is.
In at number 7, Davante Adams and the Los Angeles Rams. In at number 7.
If they'd assigned Davante Adams, maybe they'd be 7th.
In at number 8, up 1 spot, the Green Bay Packers.
So we're both wrong.
Split the difference. They didn't stay the same. They did improve, but not by 2. They didn't get an eagle. They got a birdie.
All
In
right.
at number 8 in the rankings, 1 spot ahead of the Minnesota Vikings, who are also up 1 spot from 10 to 9. The team that dropped the most in at number 10 to round out the top 10, the Cincinnati Bengals. They had been ranked 7 after the draft, down to 10.
What did they do that dropped them?
Lack of splashy offseason moves. The big money was spent on maintaining strength at wide receiver in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. By drafting Taj Brooks as a running back and bringing back Samaje Perine as a running back, Cincinnati should have an improved backfield group behind Chase Brown. And that's all we have from ESPN NFL Nation reporter Ben Baby. So I don't know why they dropped 3 spots. I don't know much about the Bengals.
I just know that Samaje Perine is a fun name to say. All right, so what did the Ben Baby of the Packers beat, Rob Demovsky, have to say about the Packers' improvement? I'm guessing he went for the low-hanging fruit of the wide receiver.
Bryan Bulaga, do you think you want to take wide receiver or the field for bold Bob Demovsky's most improved position for the Green Bay Packers?
I have a feeling he's going to go wide receiver. If I had to take a guess, the first and the third round pick used in the draft, I'm going to say wide receiver.
Bold Bob, very predictable. Wide receiver, the most improved position for the Green Bay Packers. Rob writes, quote, "Sure, the Packers have a handful of rookie receivers, and GM Brian Gutekunst has said in the past that it's one of the most difficult positions to make an impact at right away. Still, Green Bay invested 2 of its first 3 draft picks at the position, taking Matthew Golden at 23 and Savion Williams at number 87. After the draft, Goody said, quote, I didn't think I'd be up here talking about taking 2 receivers. But with Christian Watson likely out until November with a torn ACL, the Packers needed to make those picks. They've also signed Mecole Hardman in free agency, but he's not guaranteed a roster spot." Rob Demovsky in this week's Power Rankings.
Very, very, very bold from Rob Demovsky. Brian, just an overarching thing since someone's travel plans have been impacted, so we'll have more time to talk more about this roster tomorrow. But putting them 8th in these rankings, I hate these rankings, right? I think they're stupid. I don't know why we're doing them. But I like using them as a jumping off point because in the NFC, at least in their opinion, Philly is ahead of them, Detroit is ahead of them, Washington is ahead of them, and the Rams are ahead of them. So that puts them 5th in the NFC, just ahead of the Vikings, who are 6th in the NFC. I'm curious, when you kind of feel about, when you look at their offseason, with what they added with Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs in free agency, Mecole Hardman, and now the draft, do you feel like they are a top 5 NFC team, or do you feel like you like them a little bit better than that?
I think they're a top 5 NFC team, 5 or 6 NFC team. I mean, that's where I think they're going to be.
But not better than that. You don't right now, you don't feel like they're better than that.
Than a top 5 team?
Yeah, like a top
6?
2 or like that they're in the conversation with Philly or Detroit as being the best in the NFC.
Probably not as of yet. And the only reason why I say that, because I can only go off past results, right? Like, and that's really what it is. Like, and you can add the free agents, right? And you can draft the guys that we all thought were needs, right? Which I think is fantastic, which is good. First, we need to see those guys perform on this team, right? And see how they fit into the system, which, we'll see how that goes. But we got to see the performance have an uptick from last year and how they finished, right? Because we kind of saw, we look at the last few games of the season, and it was uninspiring, to say the least, right? Like, you kind of see how those things went, the last few games of the season, and you want to see kind of a turnaround from that. So do I think that they can compete and be one of the top teams in the NFC? I sure do. I definitely think they could be. You see how they competed against Detroit last year. They did. They played Detroit. I think the game at home against Detroit was a little, but the one against Detroit, at Detroit, they battled them, right? They played them tough, cleaned a couple things up, and that game looks different, right? And they probably walk away with a win against Detroit, but they weren't that type of, they were a little loose in certain areas. Do they clean those things up? If they do this year, they certainly can be a top team in the NFC, but you need to see it. And that's kind of why I say that. But are they top 5, top 6? Yes, I definitely think they are. But it's hard to say, Jason, and you know this too, like, because they drafted a guy in the first round, because they drafted a guy in the third round at wide receiver, it is so hard to automatically say they are improved now at wide receiver. They're improved just because you drafted 2 guys. Like, do we hope those guys improve the room? Yes. From potential, yes, we do. Like, we see the first round pick and how explosive he is. We see the third round pick and how, like, he does have potential and what he can bring. But, like, they got to go out there and do it, right? Like, and that's the thing. Like, so it's hard to say that those things have been improved until they actually go out there and do it in the NFL. So that's where I always hold judgment until these guys actually step between the white lines when it's for real, and then we get to see it. Do they have the potential? Do they look like exciting products? Hell yeah, they do. They look really good. They look like they could be, really good players. And I'm excited to watch them play, but they got to go do it. And at the end, it's about the product that gets put on the field, and we'll see.
Were they a top 5 NFC team even entering the playoffs last year? Like, yes, they were. Well, they were literally the 7 seed. But
yeah, literally,
we all thought they were better than Washington, even going into the playoffs, until Washington had the big coming out party against Detroit. We all thought they were probably better than Tampa, because Tampa was a division winner. They got a home game. Like, they were kind of, I think, until they lost to Philadelphia, even with the losses to Minnesota and Chicago at the end of the year, we still thought they were a top 5 NFC team. So to me, not much has changed from the end of the season, even though they've made improvements or wherever you think they've gotten better.
They had the 5th best record in the NFC last year.
There you go. Yeah.
Tampa Bay and the Rams were 10-7. Washington had a better record.
Yeah, to your point, Jesse. It's not about, like, I agree. Do I think they're a top 5 team? Yes. But Jason asked, do I think they're like a top 2? And like, that's where I'm holding judgment on that, because like how we ended the season was on a, like, it was
3-game losing streak.
Yes. Like, and you look how we played against Chicago. Like, that game sticks out to me. I still remember watching that game and just being kind of shell-shocked by it. Yeah, like, in all honesty, like, just really, really bad. Like, and to me, like, I think the defense played admirably against Philly in Philly. Like, right? Like, I think they stood up and they played well. Like, I really do. And I think that's a good momentum carrier for that defense coming into the season. But there's 2 sides of the ball. Well, technically 3 with special teams, but there's 2 sides of the ball, right? Like, and our offense struggled mightily those last 3 games. They did. And you can say maybe not Jacobs. I mean, Jacobs played well the whole season. But, like, you look at the offense as a whole, that's where, like, if you're going to be a top 2 team in a division or in a conference, the offense needs to go, right? The offense has to be there no matter what. So, like, that's the way I look at it. And, you know, defense can win championships, yes, but you need to score points. And that's where we're at. And I think they can do it, but we got to see it.
Offense, defense, and, of course, we-fence. All right, Jesse, we will be in Rockford on Thursday at the Hard Rock Casino. Rockford, 9 to noon. Going to be a great show. We're looking forward to it, and you'll be there too.
I will be. I didn't make the cut to be on the promotional graphic. That's okay. They're coming to see you guys. My mom and dad might come. They'll come to see me, and maybe you guys too. I don't even need to pretend to be Tausch to tell you about the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, because I'll be there with you guys on Thursday, and hopefully a lot of our fans come out as well for a great Thursday of fun. The new Hard Rock Casino Rockford features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, including more than 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a sports book, and a rock shop. It is really fun at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I watched the Green Bay, Tennessee game there last year right after they had opened. It was awesome, and I can't wait to go back here this week with you guys. Hard Rock Casino Rockford showcases a museum-worthy collection of more than 500 pieces of authentic music memorabilia, including items from artists like Prince, Cheap Trick, Eddie Vedder, the Blues Brothers, and, I don't know about you, Taylor Swift. Pretty exciting. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. Come join us for the Wilde and Tausch live broadcast at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford this Thursday from 9 to noon.
Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
NIL is coming to high school sports in Wisconsin. Head over to the ESPN Wisconsin app if you missed any of last week's interview with the executive director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser. She gives a full explanation of what NIL will look like and the misconceptions that come with NIL. Again, you can listen back to the full interview on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Bandana? Check. Boots? Check. Gloves? Check. As a motorcycle rider in Wisconsin, you may go to great lengths to protect your image. Just be sure you're protecting yourself, too. Wear a Department of Transportation-approved helmet. Perform safety checks on your motorcycle. Know the traffic laws and don't take risks. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Stroh household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit doorcountydistillery.com. It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Big winners are wanted this May at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, so saddle up and ride on in for the biggest prizes in town. It's all fixing to start at high noon on Saturday, May 31st. 30 winners will each be selected to collect a $1,000 prize. And that same afternoon, 3 more of our most wanted will each wrangle a $10,000 cash prize. That's $60,000 paid out in one day. Get your share of the bounty this May at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it all I got. Gotta live to win, get up, get even. Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it.
We didn't leave a whole lot of time, but nevertheless, it's time for Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Another potential loss for journalism. Having a tough week.
We already lost the Kentucky Derby. What now?
Andrew Filipponi, which, no pun intended by journalism, the horse losing, and then a story from a Twitter handle called @ThePonyExpress. Pretty ironic,
that's clever.
though.
I like that. Does he own a pizza place by the Brooklyn Bridge?
I don't know that. I believe he's in Pittsburgh. He is a Pittsburgh radio host.
Okay. Oh, no.
Source.
Oh, no.
The Steelers will host the Vikings in Ireland on September 28th. Not the Packers, contrary to popular belief. Of course, it was first reported by Ben Brust of Kyle Brust and Nortman that the Packers would be the opponent for the Steelers September 28th in Ireland. This has not yet been confirmed by the NFL, so I guess there's still a chance that Brust is correct. It was addressed on their show yesterday afternoon. Jason Wilde, graduate of the journalism school at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you're only as good as your sources. I don't know who Ben's source is or was. Now, I did see from the Pony Express, Andrew Filipponi, that the date is September 28th, per Andrew, correct?
Correct. So that part is right.
So I wonder, and I like Ben. I love the fact that he has gone from doing galactically stupid things like having Matt LaFleur sign his Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey, making all of our lives more difficult that covered the team for Good Karma Brands and ESPN Wisconsin during training camp a couple years ago, to trying to be a capital J journalist. And I think he felt pretty good about his sourcing. So in fairness to Ben, I do wonder if the Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers component, maybe things changed when that started to become a thing. Because he reported that a really long time ago, Jesse.
Yeah, it was pretty early into the offseason.
Yeah. So I'm going to give Benny Buckets, Benny benefit of the doubt, and say maybe the plan was for it to be the Packers, but the idea of Packers versus Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers, and they have shifted their plans, and now it'll be the Vikings instead. That I'm going to say that, and I hope we get to the bottom of it. I will reach out to my people inside 1265 and see if they were being told by the league that they should plan on playing in Ireland, and now that they're not, or whatever it may be. I'm not going to give up on Benny's reporting just yet.
Independent of the Ben Brust component of things here, Bulaga, do you wish the Packers
Did you just call him Bulaga?
Yeah, Bryan Bulaga.
Hey, Blue. Hey, Brian. Hey, Bulaga! Give me some chew.
Yeah. Bryan Bulaga, do you wish the Packers were the opponent for the Steelers in Ireland this year? Do you want to see the Packers, well, if it's not this year, at some point play a game in Dublin?
No, because they're 0-2 overseas right now. So, I'd rather not. Let's just stay in the States.
How about Germany? I want to go to Germany. Can we go to Germany?
Listen. Eventually you got to go over there and get a win at some point, right? Hopefully.
Maybe you can play FC Bayern.
Yeah, maybe play Bayern Munich. You could probably beat them. But it's I don't know where Benny's getting his sources from confirming that game was going to be the Packers. But maybe it is the Aaron Rodgers Bowl. Maybe the NFL knows something about him going potentially to one of those two teams. That's what I'm saying. If it's going to be Minnesota or Pittsburgh, maybe they're hedging their bet, one of the two. And now they're thinking if he snubs Pittsburgh, now there's bad blood between them. Now we could get a bad blood game too. And now it's just a lot of fun. Now we got a really fun game overseas. But again, I don't know.
I like where your head is at. I like it.
Erica in Milwaukee points out on the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, Liz is more. Poor Rodgers. He went overseas with Green Bay his last year here, then went with the Jets last year, and now with the Steelers or the Vikings, we'll go over again. And I think all of them were it was like the fourth week of the season every time, I'm pretty sure, for Rodgers playing overseas each of the last 3 years, hypothetically, if he plays for either the Vikings or the Steelers this year.
The good news is this lengthy conversation about this game has taken the next topic that Jesse intended, discussing Justin Tucker, off the table.
Whoa,
so we don't have to go there, which is a win.
Thank you.
For all of us.
Thank you.
That's it for Whoa Nelly.
You're welcome.
We'll wrap things up with Bryan Bulaga, our cousin sub of the day. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur with Wilde and Tausch.
The thing I love about Jordan is he is steady. There's not a guy in our locker room that does not respect the work that he puts in.
Find the full interview available exclusively on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member-first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Badgerland Exteriors, residential and commercial, roofing, siding, and solar. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. Who could forget Wisconsin's run to the 2015 national title game? Tom Izzo and his Spartans also in the Final Four that season, the legendary coach on the memorable UW squad.
That was a hell of a team. They had good players, good guys. The night before, we have a dinner with everybody, and it was kind of fun. The Big Ten was represented by two teams, but that year, I thought they were good enough to win it all.
Relive it all June 26th at the Made 'em Believe event, bringing together the stars from this unforgettable team. Tickets available now at uwhoops2015.com.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
Live the high life at Nitty Gritty, home of the famous Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Celebrate your birthday at Nitty Gritty and receive a free memento birthday mug to fill with free beers, specialty birthday cocktails, or soda all day long. The Nitty Gritty has celebrated almost 900,000 birthdays, and birthday celebrant number 900,000 will receive a $1,000 Amex gift card. Grab some friends and celebrate your birthday at the Nitty Gritty, located in Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The Nitty Gritty, a tradition since 1968.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Oh no, we're out of time. Luckily, Bryan Bulaga, being the outstanding teammate that he is, foolishly has agreed to return tomorrow as we try to figure out how exactly and when exactly Mark Tauscher will return to the program. So, Bryan, rest up. We'll be delving into all kinds of controversial subjects, including Justin Tucker's career. Probably not, by the way. Tomorrow, dude, we're lucky to have you. We appreciate you. Thanks for being our cousin sub today, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
He is the great Bryan Bulaga, or as Jesse likes to call him, Bulaga! That's it for us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know